What's going on? The Backyard Sports World, Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports, episode 84. Got the whole gang with us, and we got a lot of shit to talk about. And I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off here just to get started. All right, we had a special guest that was coming on tonight. All right, and this poor soul's in the throes of a camp. He's out here staying busy. He's trying to stay in shape. He's trying to get his Z's.
He's trying to get some rest.
So this young man, unfortunately, needed to get some rest tonight, and that 150-pound frame is prime timing, premium fuel only, boys. Okay, so that means premium sleep time, and you know what, Connor Matthews, we fucking love you, brother. 5-0 is gonna happen this weekend against this fucking scrub. Like I texted you earlier, man, impose your will on this man. All right, fucking end this man. 1-0, dude. He ain't got a chance. I'm calling it first round again, for the record. Pay the man, Dana White. Eat a dick from the back. Big Stowe, how are you tonight, bud?
Doing good, bud. Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Likewise. Gary, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm not in a NyQuil coma like Connor, but I'm good though.
It's a tough go.
It's a tough
go. Flint, look, it's good to see you with us, and you've got your audio, and you've got your video, and you've got your Folds of Honor hoodie. You're really just kind of put together this time, and I'm digging it.
I appreciate you, and I'm working on a coma myself, the Miller Lite variety. We'll see where we get here.
You need about 100 of them.
Gang.
Well, I've got a head start, bud.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so I guess since we're not going to talk UFC, we're just going to wish Controller MMA some good fortune this upcoming shindig he's got coming up this Saturday. Be sure to check out Cage Titans 50. He is currently 4-0, and his next fight is going to be up against Cody Murray, who's 1-0, fighting at the 145 bracket with Team Black Rose.
As Jameis would say, that's a W.
Fucking W. All right. So going over last week's games, let's see. Kelvin, of course. You know we're going to talk about it, Kelvin.
Them boys. Our boy Kelvin.
Who? Koopaloop, baby. Anyways. All right, so going over week 8. Hold on. Trying to pull up the games. Cardinals, Packers. And that's a great place to start. So I think were we unanimous on this one? No, there was an island for Green Bay. Stove was the island for Green Bay. Of course he was. It's appropriate. It works. Checks out. The math adds up.
Aaron did not disappoint. Kyler Murray did.
Yeah.
That
poor child. Man. Just
now he's got to deal with Von Miller.
And now he has to deal with Von Miller. And we need to talk about the Rams. But Flint, what's your takeaway here from old Aaron and just the fold of that Cardinals game? AJ Green.
Listen, it was pretty awesome for Rodgers to, kind of do the impossible, which was be in a game against the best team in the NFL record-wise without his 3 top guys. So, that in itself was probably the storyline, but whatever the fuck it was that made AJ Green rage quit in the middle of a route at the end of that game, I'll never understand. That's something I
quit and exited the chat.
I expect to see that from maybe a rookie or even a second-year guy. I mean, even then, we don't see that. Like you don't see that very often in that crucial of a situation. And the vet, the guy they brought in to kind of be their steady guide and role model for the other wide receivers, just
And he has been to this point. That's what's a little more perplexing about it. Like, I have to believe that the speculation this week's been correct, that like he just simply wasn't in the concept of the play. But you have to be aware that the ball could come to you, right? Like, as a vet, you have to be prepared for that. You can't just half-ass your route, and that's what he did. Even if you're not in the concept, he half-assed that route. He didn't run his guy off hard or anything like that. So rage quit is probably the right way to
He
put it.
didn't turn
He
around.
threw his controller out the fucking window. Like, yeah, you're right.
Must have been on Xbox because the fucking battery died.
Oh, wow. The level of disrespect in that last one. That's good.
But you're right. And it is a game that Rodgers can hang his hat on now and say, ha, Green Bay, I won without.
I fucking own you too.
Right. I won without the top 3 wide receivers, 2 of which I didn't even want anyway. But,
Excellent point.
you know, but it is a big deal without Devontae Adams, especially, right? Maybe the best wide receiver in football. There's the argument to be had. Winning without him is impressive. And kudos to Stowe for sticking to his guns last week, even after the news of Devontae Adams about to miss the game. You know, I thought about changing my pick if Adams played, and when they announced he was out, I was fairly confident in the Arizona pick. And as the 2021 NFL season has gone, what we thought we knew last Tuesday, we fucking certainly did not know.
Well, in Vegas, too. Vegas tacked on a field goal when Adams wasn't going to play. I mean, 3 points is a lot for a wide receiver.
Right. That's how important he is to that team.
You guys think that this is the start of the downhill spiral for Arizona that we've seen in years past with them?
If history is any indicator,
well, the schedule's not going to get easy. I mean, the schedule just doesn't get easy.
Nope. Not in that division.
You've got Wilson possibly coming back after the bye. You know, you have San Fran who can play competent football, and then you have what
the Rams twice.
Doing, you know.
The Rams twice.
I believe so.
No. They already beat the Rams once.
Is that the Rams' only loss? I may be fucking that up. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
okay.
they beat.
But they're still playing them again, and now Von Miller has entered the chat.
Yeah,
and
with a chainsaw.
Oh, dude! If you don't know what we're talking about, please go to the Backyard Sports page. It was posted this morning. It was one of the greatest videos, a reenactment of what is to come.
I was audibly laughing in the office.
Oh, yeah. Just lost my shit in the middle of a conference call this morning when I saw that. Classic. God damn you, Instagram. Okay. So moving on to the next one. Panthers, Falcons. All right. Yep. So Titans, Colts, 34-31 in overtime. And, I mean, is Wentz, like, is he fucking Chernobyl, bud? Is he Chernobyl? Because my
like,
man's...
He was both Honolulu and Chernobyl in that game. Like, Jekyll and Hyde from, like, drive to drive with that fucking guy. It's crazy. Yeah. Trying to left-hand toss to fucking Jonathan Taylor at his own 2-yard line.
He was Pearl Harbor and Nagasaki at the same time.
Seriously, like,
just gave the game away.
The bigger news came after the game, though.
Yeah.
Not just for fantasy owners out there that thought they were going to ride him to a chip.
Oh, Vegas is in shambles right now.
Yeah.
What are they doing with this?
Oh, I mean, you know, in the crazy thing from a fantasy football aspect is you're looking at the top 3 fantasy players, generally speaking. You know, McCaffrey on the IR, Dalvin Cook's missed time, and now King Henry is
done for the season.
Perhaps. Adrian Peterson has entered the chat. This guy won't fucking go away. I mean, he's holy shit. It's like
be careful though. He did bring the switch.
And shout out, and you goddamn right he did, because that's what we do in the fucking 903, baby.
Cracking open.
All right, Palestine, Texas. That man knows his way around a switch, as did the children before him and before him. But yes, 100%. That is, yeah, that's just the way the good Lord intended.
I mean, you know, watching him in Detroit recently, he gave the Lions something. I mean, it wasn't obviously vintage Adrian Peterson, It was enough to the point where like there were stretches where I was like, why the fuck do they keep running this guy? As much as I like to see it because it was helpful, you're rooting for guys like Swift and even Kerryon Johnson at the time. But like he had some effective games, he had some effective plays, some effective drives. So, with a team that's built to run, I don't think they're just going to stop being built to run just because Henry's out. Obviously, he's an X factor there, but that line is big and they're strong, and I expect to see him keep trying to run the ball when they can.
He's still dangerous for second and third level guys, and that offensive line is going to beat the first level for him. Right. And he's not going to fucking stiff arm people's souls out of their body like he maybe used to, or at least, dump truck people. But I think he's still, as you put it, he's still going to be able to give them something.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. He still knows what he's doing. He has a feel for the game. He's lost a lot. I mean, he's not fast anymore. He's not as powerful anymore. He's not as elusive, but he's still more quality of a back than, most guys will probably ever be at this stage in his career.
And the best thing about that offense is that they don't ask the running backs to catch a lot of balls, which has always been his Achilles heel as a running back.
Fair enough. Stove, anything?
No, it'll be interesting to see how Tannehill proceeds from here on out. See what kind of quarterback he is without the King.
And Brown's starting to come on too, which is probably got to be really helpful for Tannehill. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
So Dolphins Bills 26-11. Bills getting an obvious W there. I think that was a unanimous. I hope to God there was nobody who picked the fucking Dolphins. All right. I hate this one, but we need to rip the Band-Aid off. Bengals Jets.
Get it, Stove.
I can't.
I'm
Tiger King. I'm Tiger King on this one, and this one was
best team in the AFC.
Fuck, this one was disappointing, and it's the goddamn Jets. It's the goddamn Jets, and now they trade for a fucking offensive lineman. Like they think they're in the playoff hunt all of a sudden after one victory. Like
the guard's gonna put them over the top.
Oh my god!
No, that one was just very, very disappointing. I talked to my buddy who's a huge Bengals fan, and he's just like, fucking Bengals. That's all he said. Fucking Bengals. And yeah. And so we'll see how we'll see what Zach Taylor and Tiger King come back with this next week and see what they can accomplish, get back on that winning track.
Their guys just need to be, weary about lowering their helmets.
That is the most. I have to say, I think that is the most disappointing call. Like,
just stirring.
I've seen some egregiously bad calls, and I get frustrated with refs, but like that one is incredibly disappointing to me because the defender gets ear-holed, man. Like the offensive player hits him in the ear hole with the crown of his helmet. The crown of the defender's helmet never touches the offensive player. He got to that level first, and it's not close. Like it's not a bang play, and it's fucking crunch time on a third down and like 13 stop, and you're inserting yourself into the game at that point. Like that's all that tells me is that you're thinking that we're here to watch you, and we're not, because that's not a call you should make ever. Let alone at the end of the game when the game is essentially in the balance on that play, right? That first down essentially put the game away, and you can't make that call. It just wasn't close, and I'm more disappointed. Like I feel like a dad talking to the NFL refs in this instant, right? I'm not mad. I'm disappointed because that is not a close play. That's not bang bang. That's not a hard kind of nitpicky call. You just flat out blew it, and you had no business making that call in that moment because the crown of the defender's helmet never even got close to making contact with the offensive player. I don't have any words really to describe it other than, like, I'm just disappointed that call was made in that instance.
I mean, we could tell. We could definitely tell that that's how you felt. Received. I regret even saying that. Steelers 15, Browns 10. And, obvious problems there in Cleveland. Jump past the Bills real quick for me.
Yeah, that's a good question. Miami was in the game for a while, right? Early on, they were giving Buffalo a little bit of fits. And I think we saw a little bit of a flash of what we thought Miami's defense was going to be coming into this year. And then the Bills figured it out and got it going late. I think that's really what it was, is that Miami still has talent on that defensive side of the ball. They've just been really disappointing this year. And early on in that game, you saw what I think, at least in my opinion, what most people thought we were going to get from the Miami defense this year. And then, of course, the Bills' supreme talent on
they're
offense.
poorly coached, though. The execution isn't there. It hasn't been all season. We've said this about other teams, too. The Redskins, the Washington football team.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not to keep harping on your team, Gary. Also, the Colts.
Oh, but you're right.
These weird, we know the talent's there for these teams to, flourish on that side of the ball. The execution sucks. Coaching sucks.
What about Dan Campbell, Flint, though? 'Cause that's the next game.
Love that guy.
Who? I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah. No,
Calvin
right.
says worst call of the weekend. Like, that's the worst call of the season. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
That
And
yeah,
maybe of
I'm
the
gonna
last
suggest some of
decade.
those.
Like, the Fail Mary is the last time I remember a really weird call that, like, it's inexplicable. I think that's
Right.
the last time I really remember something that, to me, felt like you just had no business making that call.
Brett asked if I was going for the Zeke look. I'm kind of all over the place, man. Yeah, my hair's getting kind of long, so I just need to put it back. Also got the Bill belly going on,
Wait till you see the crop top.
Dude.
He's got the belly button.
And this is a crop top. Yeah, this is it. It stops right there. So
Just below camera level. Yeah. No kneecaps bitten yet.
no kneecaps. He's just kind of stuck at the ankle. Just a little ankle biter. Fucking
It's a
Chihuahua
Chihuahua.
team he's got going on there. It's a tough go, Flint. It's a tough go. I feel for you, bud.
I mean, listen, they were always supposed to be bad.
Yeah, but 44-6
Lack
bad, dog,
of
Jesus.
talent.
against the fucking Eagles.
Listen, they don't do well against
Jalen
the run.
Hurts.
They've showed this. They've shown this. I mean, I've said for weeks, it's like a running joke now. People who know me, you in weekly fantasy, you always play the running back or a Lamar Jackson, or in this case, Jalen Hurts, something to that extent. You play them against the Lions because it pays off. It continues to pay off. It doesn't matter. We watch Mitchell from San Fran do it, who has no business even, being the starter that week. He had no idea week one that he was going to go out there and have to have that kind of workload. You had Madison from Minnesota beat the Lions up. Now you have, guys nobody's ever fucking heard of. They didn't even
Jordan
play
Howard's
him.
back in town. He hasn't played since 2006.
It wasn't even him that did he did all the garbage time. Who
Yeah,
was
let
the
that
other
man
dude?
live,
Boston
dude.
Scott was
Jeez.
fucking doing
Scott.
it.
Yeah, dude, that guy, nobody's ever heard of that dude before in their lives. And if they tell me otherwise, they're fucking liars. They didn't even give the young fella Gainwell a run. It's insane. And, when it snowballs, and Dan Campbell hates it, but same old Lions. It's like, just give me something. If you want to continue to lose, that's fine. Fucking put Goff where he belongs. He is not a viable starting quarterback. He sucks. He's bad.
Fucking doo-doo.
He is like literally the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now. And I understand that there's a lack of talent for guys for him to throw the ball to, but he doesn't do anything well. He was sacked 5 times in that game. 4 of them were directly his fault. 4. That's unacceptable. He has no fucking pocket awareness. He steps up when he should cut out. He cuts out when he should step. He's zigging when he's supposed to be zagging.
John Madden.
Fucking square pegs in a
not
circle
wrong, though.
hole
Yeah.
all day with this kid. I don't. From a guy who's been a starter this long in the NFL, you don't expect to see this shit, and it just keeps fucking happening. And people
Is that a
point
credit
out,
to McVay's offense, though?
well, absolutely, it's a credit
I
to
mean,
McVay's offense, but
The offensive line protection, maybe.
going into the season,
too.
the
Getting the ball
Lions'
in his
best
hands.
unit is their offensive line. not to say that they can't get beat, and they do get beat, and they're missing their best lineman, but like, come on, bro. Everything he does is bad.
Mitch, Jesus Christ. It might be better than
You know what, Brett? We had enough turmoil last week. I'm with that. Fuck yeah, dude. Mitch to the D.
Listen, we talked about it earlier though, and it doesn't get better for Detroit because of the way they restructured Goff's contract, right? We talked about it earlier. They're stuck till after 2022. And I think what we're seeing from him in Detroit, as Flint has so eloquently put, that he sucks. There's a reason that the Rams were willing to give him and 2 first-round picks away to get Stafford, right? And of course that was the going rate, but they were willing to do it. They had a guy who had started in a Super Bowl for them less than 24 months prior to that trade. And they were at the table outbidding other teams to do it. So I think we're seeing that manifest on the field, that even McVay can't sustain success with that fucking guy.
Well, and what a perfect transition as we go into the Rams-Texans. 38-22. We did skip over Steelers-Browns 15-10. Nothing. All right, fair enough. All right, Rams-Texans 38-22. And now we get the new addition. And I read something. Correct me if I'm understanding this correctly. Deshaun, there was an offer on the table from Miami. Deshaun, the team, or Houston, turned it down. Is that correct, or was it his agent? Turned it down and they wanted more money. Because he's allegedly settling his shits.
Yeah, the deal was there to be made. I think Houston's thinking in the offseason they're going to get a better bargain around draft time. I think Miami had something like 3 firsts and a couple of mid-round picks on the table. But they wanted to get rid of Tua also, which was part of the deal, and they couldn't find a third team to take him. The Texans are as far in, I guess, as they can get without being all in on Davis Mills. So I think there's a little bit of the machinations of it all just didn't seem to work out.
What I don't get is,
I'll take it.
And not to go off on a tangent here, but Houston would not let Carolina talk to Deshaun himself, but they let Miami. So I think if Carolina was allowed to talk to Deshaun himself, I think that deal would have been made.
What do they want right now? They want fucking 7 first-rounders, the firstborn child, and your fucking Netflix password. Like,
you got to throw the Netflix password.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I understand when you saw Stafford, net the 2 first-rounders and the third-rounder. I get that Watson immediately was like 3 first-rounders non-negotiable, and I get that. But now that, all in the booty hole shit like that, is it pudding? Isn't it pudding? I mean, just that price has to drop the fuck
keep
down.
It moving, bud. All right.
You might as well just take a first-rounder and run away and hide.
The crazy part is Miami was still willing to give up what they were willing to give up. I don't think Houston ever came to the table with any sort of earnest in trying to deal him. I think they want to punish him this year, and they think they'll still get that price in the offseason.
They're not punishing him though.
No, he's getting paid $30 million.
No, I think they're shopping him out.
He's getting paid.
They're just shopping him out.
Right, and I said this the other day, like, why not just fucking play the guy?
Exactly.
I understand, like, another team maybe not committing to trading for him because at any moment they may get zero return on whatever they sent away for him if the hammer comes down. But Houston right now literally has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
This is the simple fact that if they were really trying to do the right thing, he would have been released already, right? Like, and that's just like the ethical thing to probably do in lieu of everything. Granted, everything.
They're the ones that fucking
commissioners
put these women out to it, man. They're not going to release him. Right. They know where these accusations came from.
Right. So again, they're shopping them out. They're entertaining some tire kickers, and there's, I mean, but I'm with you. It just fucking, if you're going to be soulless, just at least try to win.
They're not being soulless.
Make if you're going to make a deal with the devil, then fucking.
Bro, imagine when he gets traded and then all of these fucking suits just drop out of nowhere.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and then no one else is gonna talk about it. This is never gonna be a conversation on a podcast.
God, the Texans get blackballed from ever fucking trading again.
I hate to see it. Hate to see it. 49ers, Bears, 33-22. Some signs of life for San Fran, maybe, or is this just taking care of a shitty Chicago team? I saw some great action from Justin Fields this weekend, so I'm cool with it.
Garoppolo stepped up there in the fourth quarter, and Chicago's defense just isn't. They're not the Chicago defense of 2-3 years ago when they made the trade for what's his name, defensive end,
Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Khalil Mack. You're correct. Fields is showing some life. It's
Coach Nagy.
But 49ers were the better team.
Longtime friend of the show, Coach Nagy.
How isn't San Fran better than this though? San Fran.
That's what I keep asking. Like, why are they not?
Fran keeps being that team that, like, I think
it's
most
just hanging
of us
around.
believe are going to be good, that much better than they are, and then they did. That's exactly what they did. They let the Bears hang around in this game. They let the Lions hang around in week 1 after having them dead to rights. So this team is weird. It was good to see Fields ball. However, I don't know. Fucking Nagy, though. Get him out. How does he have a job still?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Gase kept his job for fucking about 8 years too long. I think he was only the coach for 5.
But that's a good point Calvin brings up, too, the injuries. Last year was the same thing. I think San Fran had
always
the most injuries.
Oh, they were 5th string running back by week 8.
What's going on? I mean, what are they doing? Taking their fucking players to, like, urgent care or something over there? They don't have, like, a team doctor. There's no facilities.
Like 29 people on IR last year.
They're like the anti-Phoenix Suns or something. I don't know.
Look, Cincinnati doesn't have an indoor practice facility, and Chicago has drive-through medical care.
I mean, I get there's the Browns have a ton of injuries this year. The Lions have a ton of injuries this year, but I feel like with San Fran, this is just becoming like the
norm.
The norm, this is what we're accepting and expecting every year.
Patriots, Chargers, 27-24. And what is going on with the fucking Chargers?
Yo, Justin Herbert has a fucking like QBR of like 16 or some shit is what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple
games.
Last
I checked.
He's been real bad the last 2 weeks.
Real bad.
I don't know what it is. Well, not 2 weeks. I shouldn't say that. 2 games. They had a bye, I think.
They had a bye last week, and they did not win that bye week.
No, they didn't.
We caught what you were throwing, sir.
But yeah, I mean, like, legitimately, he hasn't looked good. This is not the Justin Herbert that we thought was an MVP contender. And I think teams have figured out a little bit how to beat the Chargers is to control the ball on offense. They can't stop the run at all. We saw the Ravens run it down their throats for the tune of like 7,000 yards in a single game. Control the clock, keep Herbert off the field, and he feels like he's got to press. And I think that's
why he's throwing the INTs, and his completion percentage has been about 50% past 2 games too.
I think he's forcing a lot of throws. He's forcing into coverages. He's forcing the guys that aren't open. So yeah,
Mac Jones, real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yo, bro, my dude Justin Herbert had a fucking 15.9 QBR.
Not good.
Against 15.9.
Yeah.
Bud, like, I didn't even know that it went that low.
I didn't know
probably, I'm sure guys do it all the time, but not like the Justin Herbert where the expectations are through the roof.
Right.
So
guys like Andy Dalton do it.
Right. I'm sure,
Eli Manning did it.
Eli Manning number of times.
Yeah. Eli Manning probably did that shit in like playoff games that he won.
Right. Several of them.
Maybe even a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I almost it's probably a fair question right now too, and it's gonna feel like we're probably kicking somebody in the dick while they're on the ground. But like,
yeah, you're right.
Herbert or Burrow?
Burrow.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Burrow.
I mean, not based off the last couple of games, but like right now in
Burrow's
time.
been steady all year, man.
I mean, Burrow was
Except for the first half of the Chicago game.
right. Burrow was steady before he was hurt too.
You're right. You're right. But
we-
Herbert dominated last year because Herbert went down.
Right. Herbert burst onto the scene and didn't have,
absolutely.
all of the shit coming into the season that Burrow had. And then Burrow went down and fucking, in collecting sports cards, I've never seen somebody's cards fucking be outrageous like that right off the jump. And now, like, Tiger King's fucking clawing back.
Yeah.
Don't mind the pun there, but it just, yeah.
That was a welcomed pun.
I've always been the kind of guy who, like, I think Herbert's fantastic, but I'm like, why are we fucking, like, shitting on Joe Burrow, who got his fucking knee ripped off and didn't really get a chance to play, and he plays for the fucking Bungles. But
Well, he kind of has yet to be like a long stretch of being not good.
right, yeah.
He hasn't had a stretch of being not good.
I would say he's probably only had a couple of games that you could say he was not good.
Right.
But
Fair.
it's a recency
Maybe
bias
against
thing,
an elite
right?
defense that his fucking offensive line can't keep up with.
Burrow-
Pretty simple things.
Even in the game that he got injured, he was facing Washington's defense, and he was about to throw for 400 yards and like 4 tutties against them. He was shredding.
He
The
would have put
defense-
up Kirk Cousin numbers up, huh?
He was shredding the defense that finished the season ranked number 3 before he got hurt. So he was doing it against elite level competition, and he's in the AFC North, man. They don't have shabby defenses in the AFC North.
Right. I mean, and even in the weird loss to the Jets, I mean,
They still scored
250 some
points.
yards, 3 touchdowns, one pick. Just
And the huge part where like they actually should have won that game.
right, yeah. I mean,
Just aside from that little minor fucking detail, Seahawks Jags 31-7. Okay.
Jags are bad.
Bucks Saints, dude.
Tom Brady
Kryptonite,
sucks.
Yo, Tom Brady's fucking washed up, dude. My man is
man.
garbage.
Washed.
My man is garbage. Throw the whole fucking quarterback away.
Bro, when I post shit on Facebook like Tom Brady sucks, people fucking like flock to that
Lose.
shit like I'm serious. I had like 4 different messages from people like, "You really think Brady sucks? It's one game." And I'm like, "Dude, I've been
Grow up.
drinking for like 9 hours and I'm fucking around. I rarely post on Facebook, so when I do, it's definitely going to be busting balls of some sort. Hit a bad game. I mean, that's really all I can. And the Saints defense is sporadically really fucking good, right? We saw this against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay's only loss, week 1. The defense looked really good. I think what was that game, like 37-3 or something?
Mhm.
Yeah. So situational defense, man. I guess they're gonna play up to the challenge and
And to go across the field, the Buccaneers defense this whole year really hasn't been up to the Buccaneers defense that, we thought they would be with all the returning starters on defense too.
right. And that's good to point out. I keep leaving them out when I lump them in with when I lump the Colts and the Redskins and the Dolphins together. The Buccaneers, because they're winning games, they're another one whose defense is. What's going on with defense this year?
There is none.
Like nobody has a reliable one.
What's that?
Regression to the mean, I guess. I don't know.
So I saw a pretty interesting graphic today that I thought was really good, talking about Brady and his time with Tampa Bay versus the Saints. So against all other teams, he's 20-4. Saints 1-3.
So weird.
Yeah. He has 13 interceptions against all other teams in the last 2 seasons. He's got 7 versus the Saints.
Yeah, that victory last year really helped them out there.
And I saw Philip
It
Rivers
was
was
the
saying
playoff
he would
game.
listen
Yeah,
if the
playoff.
Saints called. You guys seeing any of that?
What's that?
Was it?
Philip Rivers saying he would listen if the Saints called,
I wouldn't be surprised.
which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Payton and Philip Rivers. Is
Or Drew Brees.
that not like a perfect duo?
He gets to
They're
follow
the same
Brees again.
person.
That's what I was thinking. Was following Breeze. And now, Stove, you said something about Breeze. I feel like if I'm Breeze, I just got to be done.
with the
He
with the
said it
amount
last week.
with the amount of injuries though that guy's sustained, and especially the past 2 years with the thumb, the shoulder, whatever, like everything, the dude was not throwing the ball downfield.
Right.
And like when he was, it was a lame duck. So the dude needs to be done. I totally agree. But your Phillip Rivers thing, I mean,
He's
the
always
dude
had a
was-
lame duck.
the dude was slinging it last year for the Colts, down
Right,
to the
but
playoffs.
But it's not like Phillip Rivers has really relied on his like Drew
No.
Brees relied on being
Yeah.
fucking Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback in a different way. Like
He's a sandlot
there's
ball.
always been running jokes about how he throws a bad ball.
Yeah.
He manages games and figures it out and does well. Like so, I
Talks
think
the best
that's
shit
the
in the game
difference.
too,
What
Well, now
about
we
if
got
without
Jameis.
cussing.
So for us, none of us being Saints fans, obviously. Excuse me. How would you guys feel? Because I think I would hate to see Drew Brees come back, and it was almost like obviously I'm a
stay.
Lions fan, but I think like when Kelvin Johnson retired, I felt like it was a good thing for football fans because he wasn't Kelvin Johnson anymore. The injuries had piled up. He was, and a lot of people actually still fail to understand that. I still talk to people on like a monthly basis who think Kelvin Johnson's going to come back at some point. But I hate to see a really great player
Come back after. Yeah, I totally agree
stay
with
too
you.
long or come back when it
Oh,
doesn't.
Brett
work.
Favre.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, Brett Favre in Minnesota was
It was.
He was one play from the Super Bowl.
Percy Harvin and who was the other wide receiver he had that was really good for about 5 seconds?
Greg Jones.
No, that's not his name. It's not. I always forget the guy's name too. But when
Nah,
you say
dude,
it,
you're fucking wrong.
when you say the name though, everybody's like gets that like gasp of like collective. Oh, I fucking remember that.
Did they have Burleson too? Is that Favre's years?
You stop saying things like no, I'm just kidding.
God damn.
No,
So,
they.
anyways,
Shit, I forget what his name was.
Jameis out. Trevor Siemian in. Trevor Siemian, does it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Saints are kind of fucked.
Taysom Hill's back next week too, and I'm curious if they're going
Okay.
to Sidney Rice, by the way.
Taysom Hill
Sidney
sucks.
Rice, that is who it was.
Yeah.
I was looking that up too, bud.
Yeah, and I'm curious to
definitely
see
great,
if Sean Payton's going to try to prove that he's smarter than everybody else and put Taysom Hill in, because I think that would be a mistake. I think Simeon's the right call. He's smart, manages that game. Let that
Ooh.
defense, as Andy alluded to, it's sneaky good. Let
Uh-oh.
Simeon manage the game, and Taysom Hill can continue to just be your fucking gadget guy.
Stowe shaking his head.
Go get Tyrod Taylor.
Terod?
God damn it.
Rod.
Tyrod.
Terod.
Terod.
Is Terod?
No, I'm joking.
I
But-
mean, that's
Both. I don't agree. I don't agree with Simeon. I don't agree with Taysom. But I agree with
I
you,
do
Gary,
agree with
that
Deshaun Watson.
Simeon is the better choice out of the two. But if you go with Taysom, he didn't show me anything last year, and this year when he was behind the center.
They signed him to a big deal and then went with Jameis, right?
Yeah.
So they know he's a gadget guy.
what about Cam Newton?
That's been floated out there.
Well, I mean, it has to be asked.
Peyton
right?
knows him, right?
I
From
hate that.
playing against him.
Listen, I just if
I mean, I
if we're
fucking
gonna
hate
look at
that.
available quarter, if we're gonna
I
look at
hope
available
they
quarterbacks,
do, and he fails.
it has to be talked about because he's at
Fuck
the
that
top
dude.
of that list in free agency. I mean,
You got to understand too. The Saints have little to no flexibility with the salary
No money.
cap, even with Drew Brees' contract off
Yeah.
the books. Like
Yeah.
they have little to no wiggle room with the salary cap. So
yeah,
like
but isn't Cam Newton going to play for virtually nothing?
that's the thing. It's got to be someone off the streets, because you look at, like, everybody has speculated about Jimmy G being available in San Francisco. They can't go get him because of his salary.
Right.
Mitch Trubisky even probably makes too much to go trade for the backup in Buffalo. So, like, it's got to be somebody off the street. It's got to be an incentive-laden contract because they
They
just
got
don't
to
have
bring
the
back
salary.
Eli Man, is what.
God,
You know, I wasn't
wish.
even thinking about Mitch.
Archie, get Archie.
Well, fuck.
Nah,
Cam
he's gotta
Newton
do
was
some time in
Cam
Texas
Newton was for on what a $1 million contract.
It was a small contract.
It was
with
small.
Lions, so
Yeah, I mean, he
So-
signed for nothing in New
it'd
England.
be something similar.
I
Probably
think with
in
Cam
the-
though, he just wants to play. So actually, we're only talking about like a base salary of a couple million for Mitch.
Is it that low? I thought he was like
I
8.
listen. I wasn't even thinking about the dude. This says that
Maybe they can go get him. then.
His 1 year is a 2.5. He gets 500,000 signing bonus and 2 million base.
God, I thought he was closer to 8.
1.5 is fully guaranteed.
Okay.
That's what the old Google tells me, and
They're never wrong.
maybe I'm wrong.
Google knows better than I do. I just thought he was up near 8.
So all you
Hell yeah.
ivermectin folks, don't fucking kill me for using Google. I apologize in advance.
Fucking horse.
Raul is so disappointed in me.
We're at 41 minutes. Let's fucking keep it moving, please, God. Washington
Get it
Broncos
going.
17-10. Broncos fucking taking them down.
Ugh. Gary, I
Yeah,
wish
all
I
right.
could say I feel your pain, but my team loses by 40.
Where's this defense been this year? That's all I want to know. Like, they've been nowhere.
Bro, there's no
It's-
defense. There's
it's-
no defense.
I know.
I know I've said this almost every week. But like it's coaching. I watch them. They've got the
Please
closest.
don't go on another rant about
The
it.
closest
We
defender is
don't have
13 to
time.
15 yards down the field on the 3rd and 7. That's the problem. I'll leave it. It's that
Okay.
simple.
I just feel like this year in the NFL in general, the defense
God
is
damn.
so lacking, and it's a problem. It's a fucking
I'm
problem.
just trying. Don't fucking stir him up. Don't stir him
No, I'm
up.
not trying to stir him up. I'm just saying defense in general.
It's an excellent
which,
point.
which on the flip side of the coin is crazy because the NBA is having like its best defensive fucking season in like 20 years. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, they finally started
Giannis isn't a
officiating
clear-cut
offensive
victor right
players
off the
like
bat.
they should be. I
Bros,
think that's been the biggest thing.
I think we're really in the matrix.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or James
derailing
Harden can't
here,
fart
and
on
we
himself
Haven't
and go
even
to the
gotten to
line.
the first segment. Cowboys Vikings 20-16, and
We can skip this one.
Oh no, let's skip this one.
Loot, baby. I just wish. Look, honest to God, as a
I
Cowboys
tried,
fan,
Gary.
I just wish that. I hope we don't lose Kellen Moore. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I hope we don't lose him.
They just signed him to a 3-year deal, so I don't think you will. I think after next year, if they still perform, then you will.
If they make a deep playoff run this year,
Like
he's
they're
getting a
saying
head
you,
coaching
like it's
job.
not us.
He could.
If they make a deep playoff run, he's getting
Sure.
a head coaching job.
Maybe to Washington.
No, they're fucking committed to Ron for some fucking dumb reason.
Thanks, Haskins. All right, and Giants.
Well,
Chiefs.
Dalvin Cook outplayed Zeke Elliott. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, well, and backup outperformed Kirk Cousins too, who's fucking dog shit. And who got that victory? Who got the victory? Dem boys.
Cooper
I
Loop.
could have thrown for 400 yards against that defense. Let's fucking chill out on that.
Hey, come
Jesus
on, bud.
fucking
Come
Christ.
on. Come on.
Hey,
Hey, just
hey,
get
you
off
know
of
what,
Vikings
dude?
defense was in the
Hey, you know
locker
what,
room.
dude?
Off
No,
the
you
kid.
couldn't.
Get off of
No,
it.
you fucking
No,
couldn't.
I dare
Oh,
you to
there it
try,
is, there it
Uncle
is.
Rico.
What happened?
Hell yeah. Giants Chiefs 17-20.
I missed
Just
something.
kidding.
Dude,
Fuck, the Chiefs are broken.
Chiefs
Chiefs are
fucking-
broken.
Chiefs are broken.
Okay, so David Evans said Chiefs suck earlier. Where's the Super Bowl contenders? We know hurts to watch them. Yeah, it fucking
Yeah,
hurts.
let's stop with the we know
Really?
stuff.
Like-
like
Everyone knows Chiefs suck.
Yo, whose
Yeah.
television is screaming?
I got nothing.
Your TV's on.
Mine's not.
It is on behind you.
I can literally see it on.
You can
Yeah,
literally
but it's
see-
just it's a blue screen.
I don't hear any noise.
Yeah, I don't either.
It was just going on. You guys are high as a kite. Maybe
Do you have NFL.com up in your tabs?
no, I don't. I
was
just
gonna
checked that,
Sometimes
actually.
that shit throws me off. I'm like, where's that noise coming from? It's one of my fucking tabs. I don't know.
All right.
I didn't
Well,
hear you.
it's gone now, so fuck it. It was Raul. I blame him.
It probably was.
Okay, so yeah, the Chiefs are broken. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Couldn't tell you. There's too many of them. Defense.
Mahomes says he's going to figure they're going to figure it out. I really don't think they will.
No, dude.
Really don't.
Defense sucks. Offensive line sucks. His mom sucks. His brother sucks. His fucking woman sucks. Terrible, dude. The whole shit is fucking fire sale. That whole shit is Jared Goff. Nope, welfare. Send that shit back in.
Fucking welfare.
It
All
is.
right.
All right, we managed to get through this shit. On to Capper Facts. Let's get it.
Brandon.
Welcome to Capper
Good evening,
Facts.
bud.
Brandon, long time no see, my man. Good to see you. You're just in time for Capper Facts. For those of you guys that are new to the show, we appreciate you guys watching. Capper Facts, we're going to call out a few things. We're going to ask our panel of sophisticants here if it's cap or if we're talking facts. And the first one, speaking of the goddamn Chiefs, Capper Facts, this is who the 2021 Chiefs are, meaning there's no streak coming. There's no figuring it out. So, Andy, going straight to you, my man. Capper Facts.
This is facts. Facts. I said last week that I thought it was facts, whatever we said about them being in real trouble or whatever. I think everybody still expects this streak. I don't really even care about the Giants game as it would go in their favor. They limped away.
Let us know in the comments as well about what you think here. Stove, Capper Facts, is this who 2021 Chiefs are?
I'm with Andy on this one. Facts. And I'm tired. Like I said last night, I'm tired of having like the Chiefs as Capper Facts every single fucking week. Like, just they're done. Facts. Let's move on.
He fucking Paul Pierce that. He was like, damn me on ESPN, I had to talk about LeBron.
Gary, is this Capper Facts?
It's facts. This is who the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes' $50 million contract are.
Hey.
They can't pay the O-line. They can't go get good talent. They can't put talent on the defensive side of the ball. They better hit home runs in every single draft going forward, or this is who they are.
What Melvin Ingram?
Look, I'm on the record as saying Mac Jones wins the Super Bowl before Mahomes wins his second. That's the state of the Chiefs, in my opinion.
Cap.
New to the Chiefs. This is long-term damage. So this is unanimous. It's obviously facts. Unfortunately, I think especially now, we're too late in the season. We should have seen some fucking glimmers of hope by now. We're not seeing it. And unfortunately, that's just what we're just kind of fucked there. Like,
Beating Washington and the Giants, those are not get-right games unless you blow them out by 40. Right? You're not beating the Giants by a field goal and saying, fuck yeah, we feel really good about the rest of our season.
No, unless you're Mahomes' fucking ugly girlfriend. Like, if they would have won 40-7 or 40-10, I would have felt a little more okay with their situation. But no,
not 20.
It wasn't a blowout, and it absolutely should have been.
Not 20-17, and coming from what was behind at one point.
Listen, man, I'm worried about Mahomes. Like, Mahomes is throwing the ball like behind guys all fucking day long. Like, even on catches,
he's probably not sleeping well at night. You know, he's kind of cucked up right now.
I wouldn't sleep well with that fucking thing beside me.
It's crazy. Well, and then that thing might be with his brother. I mean, come on. There's some tinfoil hat theories out there, anyways.
Some Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, dude, no, some general cuckery, you know.
So
Capper Facts, a helmet always gets its revenge. So I'm gonna go to Stove first here. So Capper Facts, a helmet always gets its revenge.
Facts.
We saw it.
I mean, yeah, you have video evidence of it, so facts.
What a great question. I feel like we're gonna have some really good dialogue and discourse of two opposing opinions on this subject. Thanks, boys. Gary, doing me solids at all times.
This one is so fucking timely and so good though. Like I suggested this because of Kadarius Toney. The week prior, he punches a dude in the helmet, which we've talked about on this show. Never makes sense, you fucking moron. After headbutting Daniel Jones, who had been knocked the fuck out like Smokey in that game. And then this week he's on the field, makes a catch, going down to the ground, has a helmet land on that hand that he punched the dude with last week, misses a few plays because his hand is hurt. Facts. Helmets always get their revenge.
Karma's a real bitch, dude.
Yeah, undefeated.
Undefeated. Andy.
It's
Any,
facts.
I mean, yeah.
It's facts. I mean, it's on film. Much like practice kicking nets, they get their revenge, baby.
Yep. And they get a marriage proposal.
We just wasted like 2 minutes on that. Let's get on to some real topics here. Capper Facts, is Dallas the team to beat in the NFC? We saw some trip ups from my favorites, the Cardinals. Ron is still a human being that's in the NFL, so that's obviously always a thing to fucking be concerned about. Well, maybe signs of life from Garoppolo and San Fran. Who knows what the fuck we're looking at? Not to mention the Rams. So, Andy, Gary, we'll go to you first. Capper Facts.
I'm cap on this, and everybody say, "Oh, it's because he hates the Cowboys." Ooh. But no, it's they're going to compete, right? They've got an offense that can put up points. Their defense is playing at a level higher than expected right now. If they can sustain that on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to compete in the NFC. But the team to beat, let's get fucking real. There's 3 other teams that people are going to talk about before the Cowboys as the team to beat in the NFC. Let's be realistic.
Okay, Andy.
I can say for a fact that Gary only said that because he hates the Cowboys. No, I'm going with Cap 2. You know, if this was worded differently, if it was a team to beat in the NFC, I would agree. I think that Dallas is probably in the top 3 or 4 for me. I do have the Rams as the best team in the NFC currently. You got to obviously talk Arizona, Green Bay, but Dallas is definitely in that discussion. I just think on the bottom end of my top 4.
Bottom end of the top 4. All right, fair enough. Stowe,
Absolutely.
where are you at with this?
I will actually say cap on this one as well. And it's no disrespect to my boys, but that team out there in California is, with all the additions that they've made so far, and then the addition of Von Miller, if he's any inkling of what he has been in the past and stays healthy, I think they are true Super Bowl contenders in the NFC. I'm with Andy that Dallas is in my top 4. I probably go, for me, I flip-flop between 2 and 3 with Dallas and Green Bay.
No, I left out the Bucks too.
Yeah. But Cap.
Tom Brady's washed. We already discussed this.
Yeah, that's the only thing. They're my
The NFC is fucking loaded at the top.
They're
Like,
always
that's
loaded.
That's the truth. There's
Wasn't
like
it clear
6
that everything I
teams you
heard
have
going
to.
into the season was like the AFC, the AFC, the AFC, the AFC?
It's the
Now
NFC,
it's
man. There's like
always the
6
NFC.
teams that can legitimately stake a claim to we should be the favorites. There's Dallas, there's Tampa, there's LA, Arizona was 7-0. New Orleans just beat Tampa Bay. Like there's so many teams that should be in that discussion that you have to say the NFC is up for grabs. And if there is a team to beat, I'm probably with you guys, right? The Rams adding Von Miller is just that's the rich getting richer.
It really is.
Yeah.
So
It's like the Yankees at trade deadline.
Always, at least under George.
Yeah.
A little less now, but
Yeah.
they used to be the evil empire, man. Absolutely, that's what it feels like.
I hate that I'm doing this. I'm going Cap, and it's only because Dallas is only second to the Rams. I think if I'm going to give it a 1 through 4, it's going to be Rams, it's going to be Cowboys, it's going to be Bucks and Green Bay. And that's where I'm at with it. I think that without the addition of Von Miller, it's a toss up for sure. Kelvin,
I think
Adnan.
home field advantage is going to matter a lot in the NFC
Oh,
this year.
no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I like
No
you
doubt.
sticking to that though. I listen. I like the number 2. You know, for me, I think I'm more saying 3-4, and then I had forgotten the Bucks. So 3-5
You
for
don't believe
Dallas
that.
for me. I don't think I could go 2, but
15-2,
I do think that this is a different Dallas team. Calvin actually said something a little while ago about them being a different team than 2016. I definitely agree that this is a talented Dallas team.
It's a better defensive team too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if I'm looking to make fun of Dallas if I can, I can't right now. They're finally playing the kind of football they should be.
Fucking breath of fresh air, dude.
15-2,
Nice.
16-1. Like, Kelvin, have you looked at this schedule they have left?
What did you say?
15-2. They have no
For who?
excuse not to be 15-2 or 16-1. Yeah.
No, that's
They
hard,
still have to
man.
play the
That's-
Rams.
that's
They still
tough
got the
expectation.
Raiders. They've got the Cards. They've got the Rams. They've got the fucking Saints. Like,
Oh, they're beating the Cards. That's
It's tough
They're
for me.
gonna
I never try to like go with like the crazy expectations too. It's like even people ask me constantly lately like, is Detroit gonna go 0-17? And I'm like, as much as they're fucking dreadful and they should, like it's kind of hard to do. So I said that when they went 0-16, so I could be wrong, but I just sometimes these expectations, like I would feel comfortable with Dallas maybe like
A 4-loss
13
team.
wins, 14
13-4
wins.
is
Yeah.
out.
Right.
13
Yeah.
and
Like if they can do that, that's great. Going to like 15 or 16 to me is
Does
actually
anyone-
pushing the mark too high for anyone, in my opinion.
Does anyone disagree that the Lions are the worst team in the NFL?
I still think the Jets are, but I mean,
Right. It's
Always
Detroit.
it's split, right?
I think
So,
it's Detroit.
You
For
think
sure.
it's Detroit?
Jags, man, they are just
Ooh,
so
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you have the Jags, you have
It's
the
a real
Jets,
suck fest.
so
now.
okay, so
and you have the Lions. However, I've personally watched 7 Lions games, yeah, something like that. So actually, the only one I missed was the Baltimore game, which is probably one I should have watched, but then I would have probably killed myself. So yeah, no, they're bad. I want to say no, they're better than the Jags, they're better than the Jets, but dude, Philly's not a good team. That's
4 virgins for life. Put that up, so. That shit is funny.
love
I'm gonna get to it. Just stand by.
I mean, yeah, they've had some close games, but we all pick the Lions
Detroit
to
over
beat
Philly.
Yeah. And they got fucking
Boat
murdered.
raced.
That game was never competitive. Like it was bad from the jump. And you guys are laughing. I missed something.
Oh.
Here it is. Who the fuck is Pills and Ibiza?
When
How
much
when
we
we
get
start,
paid?
I can
Yeah,
give
exactly.
you my email after
I'm
this.
in.
Send over the contract.
4 virgins
I'm
for
in.
life.
How did you know?
I was gonna say.
But so going back to one of the previous comments,
That's a weird thing for my child to say.
David Evans, they choke every year until Jerry is gone. Cowboys will never make it back to the ship. I'm as much of a Cowboys fan as I am. I totally agree with his comment right there. Like he's got his hands.
What is it about Jerry that makes them choke?
I think it's just past few years, probably past 4 or 5, maybe 6 years or so. It's gotten better with other people stepping in
Steven's
and
a little
making
more in control.
yes, but and it all started when they wanted to draft Johnny Manziel. Jerry Jones was on that train the whole entire time, and
Because
everyone
he's white.
He's got oil deals with Daddy.
yeah, and everyone was telling him no, he is not. He's not going to make it. He's a bad pick for us, And so ever since then, they've gotten better, so to speak. But I just totally agree with that concept that there's too much ownership, GM, like conflicting interest going back and forth. And I say that, it's your interests are the same. I get that. It's to win a Super Bowl, but it's the fine line between ownership and being a general manager type thing for me. And,
See, I don't like Mike McCarthy. I don't think Mike
I don't
McCarthy's a
either.
particularly good head coach.
I don't
But
either.
I just saw a comment about the coach not having any control. And the one thing of being across the field from Mike McCarthy in the same division for several years that I do know is, well, I don't think that Mike McCarthy signs up for that kind of gig.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I can say bad things about Mike McCarthy, because I don't think he's a very good coach, I don't think that he is on board with that type of take. I'm not going to ever say never, but at the same time, I don't know that that's the case right now, at least. I do think that team is talented enough to play well despite McCarthy, and I think that's kind of what's going on right now.
One thing that I know for sure is that we're at an hour and we're only 2 segments in. So we're going to get into the next one, and that's Cap or Facts. With the addition of Von Miller to the Rams,
I think we've all said it. It's facts.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Facts.
So facts across the board. Anybody disagree? In the comments, let us know if you disagree. Are the Rams the Super Bowl favorites? And you know what? If you don't think the Rams are Super Bowl favorites, tell me who in the AFC can beat them. I don't think that exists.
The Bills.
No.
I'm just devil's advocate. If anyone could beat them, I think it's the Bills.
All right.
I'm starting to believe the Bills are far and away the best team.
I read this as Super Bowl contenders or Super Bowl favorites, like to go overall to the Super Bowl. I misread this. I read this as like the favorites in the NFC again. Like I don't. I guess we
should have put that. Sorry,
but no. You wrote it fine. I misread it. I'm a fucking idiot, and
I think they're my Super Bowl favorites.
I still think the Bills have a stake in the game to say that they're the best team in football. With Derrick Henry going down, I don't know who stands in their way in the AFC. Maybe Baltimore, but I don't think Baltimore's defense is going to be able to do anything with that Buffalo offense. So,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just said, I think the Bills could beat the Rams. I think if you're asking me to pick one of the two, I'm picking the Rams. I don't even think I'm thinking about it terribly hard, but I do think the Bills are. It's hard for me to say, man. I don't like saying the Bills are good. I don't. It hurts me deeply. I don't like it.
Kelvin says it's Cap.
Probably because of the Cowboys.
It's fun. That's why you're not
16-1
show.
Cowboys.
He said
not on this fucking show.
Fucking Kelvin. Good job, Kelvin.
The 17-0 Cowboys.
We're blaming Kelvin. All right. So let's get into our salute to service, my favorite part of the show. Salute to Service, episode 84. 84 episodes straight. We've dedicated to fallen service members, and Folds of Honor is happily obliged to sponsor this segment for us. And thanks again for all the great gear you sent us, and of course all your support for the podcast. We appreciate it. And so episode 84, Backyard Blitz, is going to go to Marine First Sergeant James R. Zimmerman. Passed away November 2nd, 2010, serving during Operation Enduring Freedom. He was 25 years old from Aroostook, Maine, assigned to 2nd Battalion, 6th Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Division, 2 Marine Expeditionary Force in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And he passed away at Camp Bastion, Afghanistan, of wounds received while conducting combat operations. Marine First Lieutenant James R. Zimmerman. We have the watch.
That boy, Andy.
You gotta chug them sometimes, bud.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, God. It's amazing, brother.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wishy-washy. That's kind of the reason why That's the reason why I say that they're going to take down. They would take down Buffalo. The Rams would take down Buffalo. We're gonna, you know what? I don't know if you can do it because we're live now.
Always,
but I definitely want proof of that, and that's going to be a clip of just the pinky.
You don't even need proof. Always. I'm a classy bitch. You didn't know this.
Nah, you ratchet as hell, girl.
No,
fuck you, mean.
Classy.
You ratchet as hell. Anyways, can't take you anywhere. So let's take a look at these Week 9 matchups. So, jumping into this bad boy right here. I guess I should take that now. Anyways, everybody here unanimous that the Jets are not going to be so fucking lucky this time around. And I think that that's fair. Next week going into it, we've got an island, Atlanta, New Orleans, and we got Big Stove on the island with Atlanta. So,
this is him doubling down on that he doesn't like Simeon or Taysom Hill.
Or Taysom Hill, yeah. So, I'm going with Matty Ice.
I don't know that they can score any points. That's my concern.
It's so weird.
That's my concern.
I guess I'm on the island here by picking Cleveland. And
they're a mess right now.
They are a mess, man. I just still expect them. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of at with Cleveland where I was at with Kansas City a couple weeks ago. I'm still kind of hoping that they get out of it. Kelvin, excellent point there.
Hey, just real quick, Ro. It's 6-0 Braves in the top of the sixth.
We're gonna close out.
Ooh, losing in the H-time.
Good. Fuck them.
Good. Yeah. Thank you,
Raul. I was almost with you though, with the Browns.
Yeah, I felt like it was
my
a
big
tough
problem
decision.
is Baker. I think we need Baker to be fully healthy, and he didn't look it.
Right. Hobbling around a little bit there, bud.
I think Beckham is a bigger problem than maybe people give him credit for, because every single time that motherfucker is on the field, Baker Mayfield is an average at best quarterback. There's got to be something about him being in Baker's ear, or Baker feeling pressure to get him the ball or something, because it's like Beckham goes down with these injuries and Baker Mayfield's like a top 3 quarterback for some fucking major, like crazy reason. It's magic. Beckham is a problem, I think, with that team.
It's true. He didn't lose the Steelers game, Calvin, and it's not necessarily what I was saying. I just think to be able to bet on them against a team, like the Bengals, I can't believe I'm saying that, when it's in Cincinnati is –
what a time to be alive.
Right?
Right. I need Baker to, not only not lose the game, I need Baker to be able to help win the game. And, Gary, I agree with you. I think that they probably were scheming all morning to try to make something happen, but that 4:00 deadline hit, and Jesus Christ, the reports were fucking coming out for him. Odell Beckham Jr. ending up in Detroit, and I'm like, the fuck could we possibly have done to, it's already bad. Like, why would, and I think it was probably more talking heads.
So is OBJ
he doesn't
just
seem
Kyrie?
like a Campbell guy.
Yes,
nuclear, man.
OBJ is
He's
definitely
nuclear.
Kyrie.
Well, he's Kyrie, but Jesus
No
Christ,
talent.
he's not even good anymore.
Like he used to put up with
He
T.O.
is
because
great.
he was dominant on the field. T.O. was an asshole, a cancer in the locker room, but that motherfucker put up 12 catches, $140, and 2
and
tutties
he
on a weekly
fucking
basis.
And we put up with Odell
He
for the
would
same
die for
reason.
his quarterback.
When he was in New York, yeah,
Because
exactly.
he was-
Everybody dealt with
because he
his
was
fucking dumb
talented.
shenanigans because he
was-
was throwing up fucking
Right, he was-
1,500 yards and 10
He was a
tutties.
top 5 wide receiver in the league for a short
But when
period.
you're no good, you can't be that guy.
When you suck.
I'm
Yeah, Gary, you know what? You're no good.
Oh,
aware.
that's harsh.
That's why I don't act like that.
Yeah, you're right. Unanimous for Dallas, and applause due there for fucking Gare Bear. I'm on an island here with Houston, and I'm kind of surprised that I'm on an island here with Houston.
I think Houston's just that bad.
This is a toss-up for me, though. This was a toss-up.
Yeah,
It
this
was like,
wasn't a no-brainer, but I
Yeah.
just think Houston's that
Yeah.
bad.
They are. Listen,
I'm
if
not
Houston,
going to lose any sleep over this game.
if
So
Houston had been the home team, I probably would have picked them.
Maybe.
It was one of those things where I was like, I'm picking the home team in this game.
Yeah, I think that's 100%. That's a fair guess. So Kansas City, we've got
You have an island.
got an island. And this is gonna okay, so you also committed to this not being like there's no comeback from Kansas City. You said
He's
that-
switching his pick right now. In his mind, he's switching his pick right now. And you know,
no, this is
Look at the waffle iron.
before
the
before Andy
waffling
speaks-
has already
Waffle iron
commenced.
is hot.
Before Andy speaks, I'm gonna call it right now. This is Andy. This is fucking Gary to you and me, Stove. This is
it
Gary
wasn't that.
being anti-Packers,
You know what it was? Okay, it really wasn't that actually. It was
anti
kind
the
of
better team.
it was kind of the other side of that. It was the last week we talked about how despite watching the car accident that is Kansas City, we all expected something. And when I made that pick, last night hadn't happened.
Oh, that's right. It was like
And
right
last
at the
night
beginning of the
has
Giants game, wasn't it?
Fully convinced me that I'm stupid, but I'm not gonna switch. I'm gonna eat it. I'll stay with Kansas City.
Applause.
Medicine.
But that was
commend you.
it wasn't as much Green Bay because I'm so used to Green Bay just being that good with Aaron Rodgers being that good that as much as I don't like them, I usually don't pick against them like in an unconventional situation. But like to me, this was just it was gonna be kind of an upset for me, but it was B gonna be riding that momentum of they're gonna break one off eventually. Why not start an Arrowhead against the good team? And that's not gonna happen because it couldn't even dominate the Giants last night.
Yeah.
Oh hey there, Alex.
Skinny
Yeah.
jeans.
Joggers.
Nice jeans, bud. You got them from your sister. Everybody on board with Vegas here, and I guess in light of recent news, does that change? Does recent news change their
forgot
chances
the
versus
Rams.
the Giants?
You forgot the Rams.
Oh, he's skipping people.
Oh, the Rams.
Hey.
It's probably because those are so large. And
Oh, I
easy to
skipped
see.
the Rams because we're all unanimous there. That
Okay.
they're going to beat the
Yeah.
Titans.
You could mention that. Thank you.
Okay, Stove, since apparently you need your fucking ego stroked, did you have something you wanted to add to the Tennessee versus fucking Rams game that we're all unanimous on?
I'm good.
Was anybody picking the Titans if Derrick Henry played?
Possibly.
That's probably the
Awesome.
bigger question.
No,
I think I'm still
going
picking-
to go Rams.
I'm still picking the Rams in LA. I mean, personally.
That was so worth it.
Yeah, good job, Stove.
And look, Buffalo, Jacksonville.
Did you just skip another game?
No, we already talked about the fucking. We already talked about.
No, we
Vegas.
didn't. We started to talk about the Vegas.
Oh, that's
game,
right.
And then
my
you went
rhythm
back.
got thrown off because
God.
fuckboy McGee decided to interrupt my intro here. So let's talk about Vegas, and in light of recent things,
Ooh.
Right, not a
Does-
game to skip.
does your opinion change? Do they beat the Giants?
Well, they
It
still
doesn't
beat
change
them.
my
I mean,
pick, but
right.
man,
Even without Dante Stallworth, I still.
Wow, you're a
he
piece of
did it. He did it. Oh
No,
man,
Marshawn Lynch. I mean,
that's awesome.
onward.
where are we going?
Unanimous here for the Pats. They take on the Panthers.
Bills.
Oh, god damn it. Jesus
God,
Christ,
dude.
dude. Okay. The Bills are going to beat Jacksonville. Everybody agrees. There's so much to talk about here. Pats, Carolina, also unanimous. Pats on a bit of a roll here. Carolina, anybody have anything to add?
Well, McCaffrey may play this week. They're saying again. I mean, it's been like the fourth time, but
He'll play
Okay,
for
so
4
with
snaps.
that
and,
being said,
we'll
though,
see him in
does-
2022.
Does McCaffrey coming back change your mind?
No.
not
in this
not
game.
not if it's
Not
his
as-
first game back. I mean, maybe if he was back a game and then showed that like, oh, he's going to play some football, I might dip into that. But no,
Look, Brett and I were talking about this. What's weird with McCaffrey is like usually when you talk about somebody who's like fragile or injury prone, it's always like a broken collarbone, a sprained ankle, a tackle that breaks some ribs,
A knee.
something along those lines. But it's always soft tissue with this fucking guy. Like, you are a peak fucking masculinity athlete. Like, you are the fucking biggest physical specimen, dual threat running back, and you just keep tweaking hammies. And
Yeah, he's got those bad white guy genes. That's why white dudes ain't running backs.
yeah, that's probably true.
It's fucking goddamn right. It's true.
Peyton Hillis was the exception, right?
No,
For about a season and a
for
half.
about 18 fucking seconds.
Yeah, no, he fucking sure wasn't, bud.
Dawn the cover of Madden, bud, and then it was dead.
Oh shit!
Jesus
Madden
Christ,
curse.
he's still on a milk carton.
Fill up
Even
your-
white privilege can't overcome the man.
His fucking parents still don't know where he is.
Christ. Minnesota at Baltimore, and we're all in agreement here that Baltimore is going to beat Minnesota, and I'm surprised, and not just because Gary is a Kirk Cousins stan. I'm just surprised.
Why?
I figured somebody would fucking take that island. I feel like that's an island worth taking.
I think for me, Baltimore has to eventually show us that they can like be a strong figure in the AFC, and
consistently.
let's start now at home against another team that wears purple, who's bad, and they're coming off a bad loss. No, they're not. Well, they actually, they are coming off a bad loss. They lost to a fucking guy who doesn't play.
They let a backup quarterback who's never gonna have another fucking game in his life throw for 400 yards.
Yeah,
That's a bad loss.
to me, it's really time
From
for Baltimore
a defensive
to put their
genius
foot
head
down.
coach.
Put their foot down and kind of get things going.
Baltimore should pound away.
So, Chargers, Eagles. It looks like we're unanimous here. Eagles, and are we just expecting this to be? Is Herbert is he going to get out of? Is he going
It's
to
fucking time. If he's going to, it's got to be this week, man.
This
You
is
can't
a
have
weird-
another stinker against this fucking defense.
a weird pick. A team coming off a
44-6
loss,
win.
a loss with a quarterback that threw under 16 QBR to a team that scored 40 fucking some points and is at home, and we're unanimous. What a fun place.
Only in the NFL.
Well, I mean, these are such fun waters to really kind of navigate.
I'm switching my pick on this next one.
Are you?
I'm yes.
You know
I'm
what,
going
Stove?
with-
I think
I'm-
I've fucking heard enough of you today. All right, Arizona at San Fran.
I'm
And
going San Fran.
And Stove's going San
Damn.
Fran.
I thought I was on the island here.
So house divided.
I have some company.
He's got some company, and we are a house divided.
Yeah, well, now there's two of you that are on. So what? Shit makes no difference to me. No way.
Jeez, Evans, you just gonna
Janikowski slow.
disrespect my man's like that? Jesus,
Jeez.
Fucking Janikowski.
take it easy, guy. Okay, so San Fran.
Fucking Stephen Hawking slow.
Stove, why are you changing your mind?
I alluded to it earlier. I think this last week's game was the downhill tumble that Arizona has taken the past couple years. So I'm going to ride that roller coaster down and go with
I like the angle. I do. I respect that. You're wrong, but I respect it.
I dig
Look,
that.
I think there's issues that were exposed last week by Green Bay. They ran the ball really well. Both A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones had good games. I think we're going to see San Fran run the ball pretty well. Obviously, that Shanahan run scheme. But defensively, Green Bay was really, really good playing soft and rushing disciplined lanes against Kyler Murray. And if anybody's got the talent up front to be able to do that, it's San Francisco. So
I got 37-17. Fucking blowout, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, bang.
It's an ass beating with purpose. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just not.
I just came up with that right now. I decided.
God
I
dang.
dig that. So we've got another island here, Chicago, at Pittsburgh.
I'm
And
surprised by this island.
An old fucking Stovey Stove looking
Yeah.
for the upset. I kind of like the energy.
He's buying
like
that
it.
Coach Nagy BDE, huh?
It's more of a Justin Fields
Fucking huge.
My
performance than anything. He's shown stuff over the past couple weeks. He's starting to improve a little bit here and there. Steelers just aren't the Steelers, and that defense isn't the Steeler defense. I mean, Roethlisberger is not Roethlisberger. I mean, like, he's just a shell of himself.
Roethlisberger is no longer an
Geriatric
NFL
out there
quarterback.
right center.
No, like, so
He's better than Jared Goff.
so that's why I'm going with that's why I'm
Most
going
polished
with
turd in the bowl.
the Bears on this one.
I you know,
so mean and so
I
true.
kind of wish I had the sack to do that because I like Fields. I do, and I think coming off of this past week and having, over 100 rushing yards, having a couple of touchdowns, I think the confidence is going to be there. I think the Steelers defense is kind of a tough spot to pick that. Because I think if anything, that's what they can do is fuck you up defensively.
Sure.
But I like it. It's ballsy, Stove. I'm
And see,
I
you
100%
got the
condone
nod
that
from
pick.
old Brett.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
fuck him, dude.
Yeah, take that, Brett.
Yeah, Brett.
Yeah, Brett. Okay, so we also have to. Next part of our segment here is just going to be us, giving thanks and praise to Haskins.
You see how fast we got through that, Raul? You were stressing it.
I forgot the bye week pick.
It's a fucking no for the line.
Fucking hate you guys
Get
so much.
rid of the Lions.
So thanks, Haskins. Gonna go around Kumbaya style. Stove, let's start with you. What's your thanks, Haskins, for this week?
I'm still on the fucking Roger Goodell kick and him and his fucking ignorance and inability to release the Washington football team findings and report. He talks about people wanting to be anonymous and this and that. We wanted to, respect that, blah, blah, blah. Well, fuck, the girls have came out and said, we want a written report as well. Like, that was part of the deal to begin with. And now he's backtracking on it. And this isn't going to go away. And I said it last week, like, it's going to come out, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but it's not going away. And this is going to be Roger Goodell's fall as NFL commissioner.
I like the
heard-
prediction.
And for that, we give
fucking
thanks and
like
praise.
Oh, yeah.
Haskins.
Hashtag thanks, Haskins.
it. What a fucking misogynistic piece of fucking shit. Like, the whole thing is fucked. And
Well,
the one nerd's probably going to come back and call us like fucking virgins again.
Yeah. But so, and I want to ask Gary this real quick, because Goodell has said that, the fine, the $10 million fine that they levied against Dan Snyder in Washington, whatever, that they've paid their dues. They've been reprimanded.
So
Gary,
here's the
as
thing.
a-
I don't as a Washington fan, I hope they get rid of Snyder, right? And as an NFL fan, I hope they get rid of Goodell because he's a cuck. But the reality of it, and I don't want to get too nerdy on everybody and go too far down the rabbit hole of like criminal versus civil law and digital forensics and that sort of thing. But what I will say is that there is zero obligation, zero leverage to compel Washington to release anything because the women filed civil suits. They filed for civil issues. They didn't file in criminal court. So there's zero grounds to compel it. Yeah, it's all about money, right? And so I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole because there's a lot of nuance to it. But in general, there's that, and for that reason, like I I don't think it's going to be the downfall of Goodell. I think he's going to continue to operate in this capacity of being the buffer between the good old boys club of the NFL ownership and the rest of the world. And that's what he gets paid to do as the commissioner. Everybody thinks that there's things, but really he's employed by the owners of the NFL.
Did you see how much he got paid?
Oh, he gets fucking paid, bro.
It was 130 some million.
If
He's got a private jet with an unlimited fuel. Like,
and sorry, I'm going off on
no,
tangent here, but
yeah,
like if you want to put somebody behind bars, criminal suit's the way to go.
Yeah.
If you want to hit the pocketbook, it's a civil suit, and that's it's just the fucking way.
And what ultimately ends up happening in a civil suit is, like, legitimately the NFL is allowed to do their own fucking investigation. It's so silly. Civil law versus criminal law is very, very, very different. Very polar opposites.
You're right, and very not sports related.
O.J. Simpson was convicted
in a civil court suit and paid a bunch of money.
The point is fucking Roger Goodell needs to die in a fire. Suck starter.
I don't disagree, but I don't think that this is going to lead to Goodell losing his job.
Right.
Only because of the way this thing went down.
Thanks, Haskins, for that.
Fucking thanks, Haskins.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Gary, on to your thanks, Haskins.
Yeah, mine we talked about earlier, and I'm not going to wax poetically. It's the call in the Bengals game. What that ref was doing, inserting himself into that situation, feels like a moment of, like, Ron's ego, which is really what spawned this entire hashtag for me that started this quote unquote trend on my Facebook timeline. That call, you can't make it. You're being an asshole, essentially. It's disappointing that call was made in that situation. And for that, I give praise and thanks to Haskins.
Oof. Yeah. Well said, sir. Well said. Andy?
I was going to actually use that one. I'm glad I had a backup because I had a feeling. So my thanks, Haskins, is a sweet fucking meme I saw that rings ever so true. The Rams really had the number one pick in the draft. They used it on Jared Goff, and we're just like, okay, wow, we're never fucking doing that again. And they traded away every fucking draft pick for the rest of time.
They never want another first-round pick ever.
Thanks,
again.
Haskins. Fucking warning, dude. I'm seeing it all day.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Onward. Let's get a little damn K going. I have no thanks or praise to give to Haskins this week. I was pretty overall satisfied, and so for that, I'm ungrateful. Stove, damn K. What's your damn K this week?
My damn K is Cooper Rush.
Oh man, I'm glad I had a backup. I'm glad I had a backup because I was actually going to give praise here.
Oh,
but I'm glad I had a backup.
But
I was. I kid you not.
Hey, you still can. You still can because you do owe me that bet.
I don't
So
know anything. Dak didn't play. He's the greatest cheerleader ever.
okay.
Oh boy.
Cooper Rush leading the Dallas Cowboys on a game-winning drive against Kirky Cousins.
He didn't do it against Kirk. Come on.
Kirk Cousins leads the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, he does.
Strong safety, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, strong safety, nose tackle.
And with that, damn, K.
Get him, K.
Everyone but Kirk Cousins' fault, right?
No, I said Kirk didn't play well. I said he didn't play well.
Okay.
Did.
Flint.
I did, right?
Your damn
Like,
case,
Yeah,
sir.
you did.
Yo, I got you. So, this past week, as many of you may know, or you may not know, Jets quarterback Mike White suited up. He played. He threw for over 400 yards, and he won a game. And en route to that, he won some lucky son of a bitch at the Tropicana $125,000 because this schlub bet $1,000 that he would lead the association this week, sans Thursday night, in passing fucking yards. Damn, K. Who the fuck
Damn,
is
K. Got this man paid, secured the fucking bag. God,
That's $1,000 wasted 99% of the fucking time.
Oh, dude, but here we are. Jets. Gary, what's your damn K this week?
Listen, I'm gonna stick with it because Stove didn't steal all of what I was gonna say. So I am gonna stick with Cowboys Vikings for my damn K moment. I'm going specifically to the end of that touchdown drive, that game-winning touchdown drive. The throw that he made to Cooper and the catch over that defender, that's a "you got mossed" segment. We probably will see it this Sunday in the pregame. That was composure from a young quarterback that you don't normally see, understanding where to put the ball to give his receiver the best chance to go get it. And Amari Cooper delivered a big win for the Cowboys with Dak down. That's a game that shows a team that they've got the mettle to make a playoff run. When you can win without your best player on the field, that shows everybody else on the field that when he's in the game, we should be a better team and we should play to this level every week. So Cooper rush, Cooper to Cooper, Amari Cooper over the DB. Damn, K.
Damn, K. And it looked good. My damn K for the week just simply goes to Kellen Moore. I think I've always been on the fence about that guy, partially because, he is a whole child. But also, I felt like Jerry Jones has always been really bad at sipping some shitty Kool-Aid. And yeah, I appreciated the fact that he was able to do what he did. And maybe a little, I don't know if I want to give too much credit to Mike McCarthy, but I definitely appreciate that offensive performance. In the face of adversity, having Dak out, you're dealing with fucking Coop a loop, which is its own set of challenges, but either way, props to Coop, obviously. And yeah, damn K. I didn't have it. Couldn't even fucking think of K. The only thanks Haskins I could think of was the Bengals game. And my thanks Haskins is actually different because, not fucking boom, real quick. My thanks Haskins is fucking thanks Haskins to the Zebras for fucking giving Jets an undeserved W. Fuck that. We robbed the Tiger King, so there you go. That's where I'm at with it. There we go. Late to the show.
Carol Baskins, motherfuckers. Hired
Carol Baskins.
Baskins.
Fuck.
Fuck Carol Baskins.
Oh, it's some bullshit.
We made it through. Hour and a half.
Good. Hey, that's not bad, kid.
Fucking chug-a-lugged.
You were stressing.
You guys are fucking just don't stop.
It was mostly
Stove.
I blame Stove.
I blame Stove.
I'll take it this week.
Yeah. Anybody but Gary. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that I get off the hook.
You talk about Kirk Cousins.
I'm
like
always the one that gets the blame. Like I'm the only long-winded asshole in here.
No, you're just the most long-winded.
I get about 97% of the fucking airtime as Freeze does, and he gets all of them. I love it though. I just keep rocking it.
No, Flint. Andy's the instigator.
When you grace us with your presence, I don't like to take a lot of your airtime.
Hey,
I know Stove's got to get a little bit more assertive. You've noticed that I'm just at a point now where I'm a dick. I'm like, hey Gary, fucking hour and 2, bud. Hour and 2. Sometimes I just got to say the time, and thank God StreamYard helps us out and lets me know. Like right now, hour and 34 and a half. Problem. Problem.
Like it.
We still got 6 viewers though, so I'm digging.
We're on all cylinders here.
Chicago game.
That was a little bit late, Brandon. Were you fucking brushing your hair?
Come on, man.
He knows I'm kidding.
Yeah, welcome back, Brandon. Welcome back.
We missed you, bud.
Yeah, been
Kid's
too
got a
long.
lot of hair, man.
He does.
Yeah, had a lot of talking tonight. You had
Takes me a bit to brush my beard, you know.
Great mane.
David
Great
Evans, you had Brandon, you had Brett, Kelvin, Pills and Ibiza, whoever the fuck that was.
Yeah, he was the one that called us fucking virgins, dude. That was kind of
Ryan
funny.
Trotnick.
We had Gary Free Sr. was there for a sec.
Gary Free Sr. was there for a sec. You know,
Fuck, where's
Yeah,
Corey?
I don't know.
didn't see Corey this go around, but you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, Gary Free Sr. He maybe took a little Metamucil, couldn't stick around.
Oh,
Too,
here we go.
you know,
Wow.
old people jokes.
Listen, he takes the same Metamucil the rest of us do.
Yeah. Well,
It's
you're
gold.
40,
He's probably
so.
still around.
He said you're 40. No, real quick, actually, since you said that, so I had to go. I had to see this orthopedic doctor the other day because I fucking messed my ankle up. Gary, I'm sure is fresh.
Yo.
So I messed this right ankle up in my life like 150 million fucking times, right? So I see the guy, and I get some X-rays, and he's like, "Yeah, you got some bone fragments in there that are pretty old." So
No shit.
right. So he goes, "I'm going to be honest with you. From the X-ray, you have the ankle I'd expect to see from a 90-year-old." I'm like, "Oh."
Well,
he didn't say 60 or 70. This dude said 90.
90.
Yeah.
I'm like,
This
bro,
is
I'm
what
not even
we'd
gonna
be pulling
I'm
out of the crypt.
not even going to be alive at 90. Your ankle is.
Your
how many
ankle,
90-year-old patients
your
do you
ankle
have?
was born in 1920.
What the fuck, dude? How many 90-year-olds have you actually treated, bud? That's what I want to know. I felt
You know what it is, dude, and you know what
lightly
really happened?
disrespected.
We'll never know because there wasn't a camera there. But Andy was like, "Well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm fucking like number 2 player in my rec league, so you know it's just a tough go."
You know, fun fact: I've never hurt the ankle playing volleyball.
Pippen's trying to put his words in everybody else's mouth.
Yeah, fuck Scottie Pippen, dude.
I've lost a ton of respect for that guy
Yeah.
over this whole Last Dance thing.
I'll agree.
I don't know what Scottie Pippen's deal is though, because you
Just
have
never
Scottie,
really been more of a whiny little bitch,
right? But he's
when
weird
this
because
came
a few years ago, and I mean I can pull it up. I'd have to find it. I can post it on the page. There's the audio where Scottie Pippen, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, says that he thinks LeBron James is the best player of all time. But then when this Last Dance shit comes out, he's like, "Oh fuck Jordan," like no doubt. Like I don't
He's a fucking
understand.
victim of the moment guy.
Yeah, like how does your but with Jordan, there's no victim, there's no opportunity to go back on it and be like, oh, now it's Michael again. So
Yeah.
like if you felt like it was Michael
All
for a
along.
period of time and then you changed to LeBron, how could that possibly change back to Michael without something crazy happening? So I just think he's kind of a weird dude. And like, I'm sorry his
I
fucking
think
like
he's
wife
just a fucking
cheated on him and shit.
emotional dude. He feels like his glory. He was robbed of his glory, his opportunity to be this fucking stud. He feels underappreciated. He feels whatever.
Well, he is, and he was.
Sure, but
Well, I don't
like,
think
Yeah,
he
but when you play with
No,
Mike,
not was. I don't think he
like,
was robbed of anything, but I think he is.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
the
he
way
was
he
robbed
explained
because-
himself, he was talking about it like he was being fucking robbed of like this potential. Like he should have been the next Michael Jordan. That's the way he
No,
painted.
He
the
would have
picture.
never been that good.
I
However,
agree.
I
just feel like that's
think
where
he's a
he's
top
at.
50 player of all time, though.
he's been on every top 50 list.
Right, but you know what it is though is okay. So the people that make the top 50 lists and the people that talk deep and like, if you go to like, I say it sometimes. I've said it to you before, Gary. Basketball Twitter is a fucking real place. So it's football Twitter or any like baseball Twitter. Like if you follow the right things, it's like a fucking crazy inner network. So people know this about Scotty. However, your average fan, who are the ones that are often the loudest, They don't realize that. And that's where he's fucked up.
Yeah. Look,
Nobody's favorite player is Scottie Pippen.
right. I have to say something about like what Brandon just said with Jordan not stacking teams. Like he was.
It was a different. It was a
different
kind of
stack.
stacking.
It's
Yeah.
a different
He
way
was
of
stacking it with
yeah.
role players that made the team better and allowed him to still do what he did. LeBron goes out and gets other superstars to play with him. So like it's a different sort of stacking, but Jordan still did. Jordan
right. In the
Jordan
league
ran
was,
guys out of town too that he didn't think were going to contribute.
in the league was
to bring in
different
other guys.
then though too. Like you didn't have super teams to play against when Jordan played. You didn't. Most teams, if they had a Hall of
the end
Famer,
of the Celtics era.
if you had a Hall of Famer, you had one. Yeah, but those teams like that busted Jordan's ass.
Exactly.
The Pistons busted Jordan's ass with Isaiah. He never beat Larry Bird. Like those teams in the East beat his ass. So like the big difference is you didn't play against those. And I'll say a lot of times, and they did it in a different way, but what LeBron I think did with the Heat was adjust to what happened in Boston. Because he got beat up by the KG, Ray Allen, Rondo, Paul Pierce Celtics. He couldn't beat them. It was never going to happen in Cleveland. So, and again, they didn't stack the deck the same way he did with Wade and Bosh. But, and then, look at like Kobe too. Kobe had Shaq, who's arguably the better player. And then, Kobe even had Karl Malone and Gary Payton. And Kobe had fucking Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol and not Rajon Rondo. I lost my train of thought. Kobe had Pau Gasol.
You had Fisher.
Ron Artest, Lamar Odom,
Meta World Peace.
Yeah, like he just. I mean, if you go back and you look through the long line in the NBA of teams that were successful, you're not going to find anybody who really did it on their own. Not at least not in the modern era.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this isn't Wilt
I don't know if you know
NBA.
this, but Andy is pretty fucking pumped about starting to talk about basketball now that shit's back. So
even though my basketball team's almost as bad as my football team, guys.
I mean, so nothing's changed as long as we've had this podcast. Okay, thanks.
The Magic got 2 wins.
There you go.
Well, do you know before the Pistons played the Magic the other night, Detroit was completely defeated this season in their sports teams. Like the Pistons were 0-7,
right,
and the Lions were 0-7.
Now, I too have social media, so I did see that meme.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
It was good.
Red Wings.
Red Wings are real.
Red Wings. Yeah, that's
what's that? Is that like
soccer?
A maxi pad commercial?
Flynn, I think that's soccer.
Oh,
it's another one of those fucking sports that just
like
matter,
football with a U.
Red Wings FC.
Football.
Red Wings FC.
Oh, okay.
Sporting Red Wings.
Yeah, it sounds unsponsored.
Sounds like fucking. What is this? Cricket?
Sounds like sounds like they're fucking sponsored by like fucking Uber or some shit. Like it's weird, man. I don't fuck with that. Is that really soccer?
No.
I was kidding. It's hockey. I get it. What's up with hockey? Hockey's adding teams.
The Kraken.
Isn't it crazy enough that nobody fucking watches hockey and they're gonna add teams? The fuck, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're still making money, man.
He's going to be on ESPN for the first time in fucking 82 years.
Making money.
Canada. They do ratings in Canada.
That's crazy. Look at that. We just lost viewers once we started talking
90% of the Canadian population lives like 150 fucking miles from me, though.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The population density of Canada is amazing. It's like all along the border, but that country is like the 6th largest country in the world.
Fucking A, dude. I mean, you can't fucking live in permafrost.
Right.
That's Siberia.
Right. You're nothing but fucking moose up there.
The fucking Russians drink straight vodka and they can't even hack Siberia. So,
yeah, that's where they send their fucking most offensive prisoners.
Right.
That's where Khabib trains.
Yeah, that's where he
Khabib's
fights
a
bears.
different breed.
No, he's not human. I'm convinced. That's where Hasbulla trains.
I watch hockey.
Oh, okay. Well,
See, there you go. Brandon's here. He watches hockey. That's, all of the tens of viewers that watch hockey. It's good stuff.
Guys,
Hour and 45 into episode 84 of Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. And I think I'm going to make a last little round table, and then we can call this bad boy a show. Stove, closing remarks here, aside from the fact that fucking Cooper Rush is fucking big dick stud.
Interesting week of football. Last week with some upsets we did not see coming. And we've got another good round of football games this week. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Go Cowboys. Andy Flint.
Young millionaires in Las Vegas does not fucking translate to anything good. Don't drink and drive, kids.
That should have been I was thinking about making that a Thanks Haskins, but I didn't want to fucking be thankful about that at all.
Yeah.
Period. It's fucking despicable. David Evans, thank you for coming by, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Tune in next week. Tune in for the tailgate trash talk. Oh man.
Yeah.
Come on.
24 hours, 22 and a quarter.
Connor also said, by the way, that he's trying to come in after the fight on Tuesday. And I said, all right, just fucking lay off the NyQuil, bud. And we'll start there. Baby steps. Baby steps. The Tylenol PM, maybe.
Children's Tylenol PM.
Gary, any closing remarks?
Mostly just that I can't wait till next Tuesday to discuss what we thought we knew about the NFL last week or this week and how that has changed with another cycle of games.
Same thing we do every week, Pinky. Try to predict the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough waters that we navigate here, but always happy to oblige the fucking tens of viewers that we have. And we appreciate every single one of you guys on the show. Episode 84. Be sure to, if you're not tuned in on Connor Matthews, please look him up. The Controller MMA on Instagram. He's got a fight coming up in the New England area. Cage Titans. Former Air Force combat controller. Great person. Great human being. Proud brother of the show. Thank you, Jordan. Much appreciated. Absolutely. And if you are not aware, we have a shop, backyardsportsmedia.shop. Be sure to check it out. Anything and everything available with our logos, with the gang on it. So without any further ado, Andy already dipped out. He ain't got time for our shit. So we're just going to move on. Episode 84 of Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. Be good. Be kind to one another. Don't drink and drive. Don't fucking kill people. Simple things like that. Simple things in life. Absolute damn shame to hear that news right before we get on this show. Episode 84, Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. We are out of here.